In today's Yin Yoga, we're going to experience Star Wars like never before. We're going to follow Anakin Skywalker's journey through the first 6 episodes of the Star Wars series. We'll have one main Yin Yoga pose for each of the episodes, along with maybe a little bit of counter stretching or rebounds in between. Have a set of yoga blocks on hand if you have them. If not, maybe a pillow or a blanket or something that would make these poses more comfortable for you. So always listen to your body. We're going to start with episode 1, the Phantom Menace, and our pose that represents Anakin is going to be Happy Baby. So coming onto your back, bring your knees into your chest. We have a few options for Happy Baby. You can stay here. If this feels good in your body, you're welcome to take your hands, bring them in between your knees and grab the bottoms of your feet. Your feet can stay together. Or if you want to lift them so the pads of the feet are facing upwards toward the ceiling, bringing the knees into those armpits. This is Happy Baby pose. We are Anakin as a child, feeling that joy, that curiosity, that lightness, that weight of the world and weight of the galaxy has not set in yet. He is free. He has potential. Feel that energy in your body. Feel that curious joy, that childhood, lightness and playfulness. Let your body really relax into this pose. See if you can relax your hips. Also relaxing the muscles of your face, especially the brow. We don't have to be so serious. Thinking about Anakin as a child. Thinking about yourself as a child. Oh, that potential. Feeling quite literally like a happy baby. A happy little baby Anakin. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, let it out, sigh it out your mouth. Slowly bringing your feet back towards each other. Releasing your hands and then releasing your feet to the mat, maybe even stretching them out. Feeling like Anakin, maybe even growing up, getting taller, getting longer, starting to grow into his next phase of life, stretching out. Take a deep breath here. When you're ready, rolling onto your side, we're going to come up to a seated position, getting ready for the next pose and the next episode. If you have blocks or props or pillows or something, have them on hand. Nearby, maybe one on each side of your mat. We're going to come into a dragon pose. So, coming onto your hands and knees. Bring your right foot between your hands. Start to sink forward. And as you do, make sure you adjust your foot so that the ankle stays directly below the knee. So if you're able to sink very far, keep adjusting, inching that foot forward so that it stays lined up right here. So this is episode 2, Attack of the Clones. If you want to use your blocks, you may place them under your hands. It can give your back a little bit of lift. So using them in any way you want. It can actually make the pose even a little bit deeper. So not necessary, but if you like really pressing through those hips, opening up the chest. So here we are in a very fiery pose. It's a very deep hip opening. This is where Anakin starts to learn more about himself, grow into himself, his love and passion for Padme, and also the fiery sparks of loss for losing his mother. So a lot of emotions going on in episode 2. And the hips carry a lot of tense emotions for us. So this pose is really getting really deep into our stored emotions. Feel that heat building in the hips. This pose can get more and more intense as you sit with it. So if you need to back out, you're welcome to just slowly lift or breathe into it. So intensity is rising. Also that sense of striving forward, that sense of urgency, of growth. Maybe even seeing that slight foreshadowing of the darkness. Feeling that darkness deep within those hips. Feeling that intensity. Feeling how attachment to things can start to build up. Maybe in unhealthy ways, or maybe we're keeping things in, building up within the body. Take one more breath on the side. As you exhale, just feel that burning sensation. Let it intensify. Very slowly. If you have gotten deep into this pose, we're going to come, just start to bend that back knee and press your hip back. As a counter stretch, we're going to do a little bit of a half splits here. So bending the back leg and straightening the front leg. Keeping that hinge forward just a little bit. But also that sense of keeping the emotions in, bottling it up. That the intensity of everything, just holding it within. All right, let's come back to our table. So bring your right leg back. Take a deep breath here before we go to the other side. And bring your left foot forward. Sink the hip down. Again, inching this foot forward to make sure it's in line with that knee. Then letting this hips sink down. Find those intense raw motions in the hips. Start to find those deep, dark thoughts that we have stored within there. Feeling Anakin's intensity, feeling his raw emotions, feeling the passion and the connectedness he felt with his mother and with Padme, and the attachment that he created from it, so that you can get a sense of maybe that darkness brewing within, the unhealthy attachment to things. When we try to control, when we try to make others do what we want them to do, or feeling resentment at our situations or at people. Just starting to feel that darkness building up as the intensity of this pose builds up. Let those hips sink down. Find that fire within. Breathe into it. We'll take one more breath here. And then just like Anakin, instead of letting go, we're going to bottle it up. So slowly walk your hands back. Bend that back knee and straighten the front leg into our half splits. But feeling like we're taking that intensity and just bottling it up. Instead of allowing that darkness to be released and dissipate, we bottle it in and it starts to grow. All right, slowly walk back to your table. Release your left leg. Set your blocks aside. If you want to use them for any other pose, feel free. We're going to come onto our bellies. So laying flat down on the ground. Bringing your elbows right below your shoulders. We're coming into our third pose, and this is a seal pose. This represents episode 3, the Revenge of the Sith. And this is Anakin's fall into the darkness, but also it also represents his armor, the armor that encases him. And so feeling this pose really intensifies in that lower back, really is like we are stuck here, like our backs are really like a crushing weight on our back, like really letting those hips sink down, feeling like you want to move further, you want to get out of this, but you're almost stuck in this position. And so we have to allow the hips to sink down. And if you do want to go further into this pose, you're welcome to press into your hands, lift your elbows, and come to a seal position. So this will intensify that lower back even more. Just feeling almost like this is the fall to the dark side. Feeling that weight of the darkness sinking in. But instead of just the hips, now we feel it along the whole body, especially the spine. Feeling that deep compression of the lower back. Where we thought that maybe the darkness would set us free, it's actually more of a cage. And by the end of episode 3, Anakin is quite literally in a cage, in his armor. His body is encased in darkness, in his black suit of armor. See if you can release into this compression a little bit more. If you need, you're always welcome to drop down to your elbows if you're up on your hands. Make sure you're listening to your body, even as we follow the storyline. The darkness has set in and we are completely stuck. There's no going back. Take one more breath here. Exhale. Slowly lower your head down to the mat. Just laying flat here for a moment, feeling heavy, feeling dark. Just feeling the weight. You can make a pillow with your hands if you want to lift your head just slightly.
Anakin has realized he has lost everything. By choosing the dark side. We're just letting our back settle into this new reality. When you're ready, we're going to settle even further into the dark side with a little bit more of a counter stretch, pressing up into your table. Widen your knees, bring your toes together to touch, and sit back into your child's pose, into this darkness. Feeling stuck in your suit of armor, stuck in the dark side. There's no going back. Take one more breath here. Rising back up to your table. We come to episode 4. A New Hope. So, for Anakin, or for Darth Vader, we should call him now, in this episode, it's a very, very heavy time for him. Very shadow. He's in full power, but everything is very heavy. So we are going into a pigeon pose. So bringing your right foot in front, your left leg straight behind you. Your shin can be at any angle as long as your knee is outside of your hip. If this pigeon pose is too much for you, you're always welcome to bend this back knee and fold forward this way. So just make sure you listen to your body. If you're ready for pigeon, just make sure you come up and over on top of that leg. So from here, this is a dark time in the galaxy. We're going to fold forward over that front shin. Really representing the darkness, the heaviness. Darth Vader is at the height of his power, but it's a very dark time, very dark power. So we're back to those hips again in a slightly different way. Instead of a striving hip intensity, this is a dark, introspective hip intensity, where we find deeper and deeper layers of darkness within. You can use a pillow or a prop if you want for your head, or you can use your hands as a pillow. Just let the darkness reign right now. Let it rule your body. Breathing into the hips. Let that intensity bubble up, bubble out. pose of surrender to the dark side. See what kind of darkness you find within those hips and glutes. Take one more breath here. Slowly rise up. And we'll go to the other side. So I like to tuck my back leg and lift it up and come back to that table for a minute. Then bring your left shin forward. Again, you can choose to bend that back knee like this and just kind of let this back leg come right up to that foot. Or for the full pigeon, come up and over the top side of that right leg. Finding the right angle for your front shin and then lowering down into this pose, this shadowy rain pose. Heavy, internal, deep, introspective pose. Feeling that full suit of armor now, as we are Darth Vader. But maybe in this position it's good. Maybe it helps us to keep things in control, keep things bottled up. Allow the darkness to reign. Feel that fieriness within. Feel that fire within the hips and the glutes. Lean into it. You have chosen the dark side, so now we lean in. And letting the tension build up inside of you. Take one more breath on this side. And as you exhale, just feel that fire within. Enjoy it. Very slowly start to raise your head. Press back up into your palms. Stretch your left leg back behind you and just come back onto your stomach again, like we did before. Another very dark and heavy introspective rebound from that pose, letting the legs lengthen. But we keep it heavy, we keep it dark. One more breath. Then coming up into a table position. We come into episode 5. The Empire Strikes Back. From your table position, bring your right hand, threading it through under your left hand and coming onto your shoulder, resting here. You can place something under your head like a pillow or blanket if that feels better. We are in a thread the needle position. This is the episode where Darth Vader learns that he has a son. And so the internal conflict just starts to begin. Very, very deep within. So we have this pose as though there's a conflict between the light and the dark. The conflict within the heart, within the soul. Darth Vader thinks he's staying grounded in the darkness, but something deep within is starting to twist, starting to turn. Feel that opening through the shoulder blades, the rotation of the back, the conflict of the light and the dark. Take one more breath here. Very slowly start to come back up into your table, releasing the arm. Take a deep breath here in your table before we go to the other side. And then take your left arm, thread it under your right, and land on your left elbow. Feeling that conflict in the body now in the opposite direction. Feeling the light and the dark pulling at your center, pulling at your heart. Feeling that resistance, the internal conflict, slowly bubbling up from within. Just like the darkness bubbled up from within, now the lightness is starting to bubble up from within. Take one more breath here. Slowly and gently coming back up into that table position. And sitting in any comfortable position that feels good to you with one small counter stretch before our final pose. Take your arms, just clasp them behind your back and open your chest. Feeling a little bit more space in the chest, feeling like that lightness is growing and bubbling up from within. Pulling the shoulders back, pulling them together. If you want, you can even clasp your hands, your palms together and pull them back. Lift the chin. The lightness is growing. Pull the shoulders back. Open the chest. All right, we have one final pose. It is actually our Shavasana pose, but we're gonna modify it a little bit. So we've made it our way to episode 6, and episode 6 is when Darth Vader finally comes back to the light side. So coming back down onto our backs, you can choose your Shavasana position. One option I'll give you today is a pentagram. And so it's like a star pose. We widen the feet apart, widen the arms straight out to the side. In a complete surrender to the lightness. When Darth Vader chooses his son over the dark side. When he saves Luke. And sacrifices himself to defeat the dark side. He also removes his armor, so his body is free again. Feeling completely open. Opening up to the light. Feeling love, feeling joy. Letting the heart beam. Feeling the light bubble up from within and glow. Letting the light shine out in all directions. We have defeated the dark side from within. letting this light shine out from your heart, from your entire body, from all your limbs. Your light is shining bright through the galaxy. Start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bring movement to your wrists and ankles. And then take a deep inhale as you stretch your arms up and over your head. As you exhale, bring your knees to your chest and hug yourself in one last time. Slowly roll to your right side. Keeping your head very heavy, start to press yourself up to a seated position. Take a deep inhale as you sweep your arms out and up over your head. As you exhale, bring your palms together. Bring all that new light energy into your heart. Thank you so much for joining me today on Anakin's journey. I hope you found the light bubble up from within, and it shines so brightly that the entire galaxy can see it. Namaste.